I went to the dentist last month and I thought I'd better not tell her that I haven't used toothpaste since 2019 and my diet has been consisting of more than 70% fruit for the last 5 years. And I didn't tell her that, but she was shocked about how healthy my teeth are. She didn't really have to do anything. She just took a look and said, "Wow, what's your secret?" And I was like, I'm not gonna tell her. I just told her I always floss. But today I'm gonna share the actual secret of why my teeth are so freaking white. Even though I eat so much fruit, which, is supposed to cause cavities, and I'm not using toothpaste, which, oh my God. And again, first of all, disclaimer, very important. This is not medical advice. I'm just sharing my own experience, what works for me. Of course, you want to do you go to the dentist if you have any questions or, just to disclaim that first. But I don't use toothpaste because toothpaste would rub away the protective layer of my teeth. And then if I were to eat fruit, then that might cause just the enamel of the teeth to just completely go away. So what I do instead is I either use Benetton clay. If I have eaten something like onion or garlic and I want the taste to go away, or if I feel like my teeth are a little bit yellowish, I use this. Or 99% of the times I really just use my toothbrush. I put on some water and I just brush them with water. I also use a tongue scraper before to get off like that sometimes a little bit disgusting tasting layer on my tongue, which is what people actually are trying to get rid of, that taste in your mouth. That's why people use toothpaste, I believe. That's why I used to use it. But then when I used this, I was like, I don't need the toothpaste anymore. And the idea with the Benetton clay was actually pretty funny because I was in Byron Bay on this sustainable market where there was lots of, sustainable products. And there was this tooth powder that like a really cool couple with their van was selling. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I wonder whether you could make that yourself, because it was literally just like a small tube. And I thought that would be so practical. I was traveling at that time. That would be so practical for traveling and camping. But that small tube was, I think, $20 or something. I was like, no way, I'm paying $20 for this product. And then I researched a little bit and I thought, because I used to use this for face masks as a teenager. And I thought this could be like the perfect thing for tooth powder. And then I, did a quick search on Google and thought, yeah. And then it actually turned out there are people using this as tooth powder. So that's how the story came to be. And I highly recommend it, especially if you're into garlic and onion, which I'm not. But if I have eaten it, I definitely like having that to not have that taste in my mouth. The second one, I don't want to bore you to death, but I have to mention it, and that is flossing. And my fruitarian mentor, Ted Carr, always says, when you make it fun, you get it done. Because flossing is one of those things I feel like we all don't want to do. So I got myself these funny children flosses. They have like this is a fish. Can you see it? So I got myself these. I also have this one and this one, crab. And since I have these, I really enjoy flossing. So yeah, I don't do it every day, I'm gonna be honest. I just do it whenever I feel like I have something in between my teeth. It doesn't have to be anything like visible, but just I can just feel there's stuff in between my teeth that I want to get out. Then I always do it, and when I just feel bored, I sometimes do it. So yeah, I try and floss as much as I can. I think that's a very helpful tip as well. And then one of probably the most important one is the timing of when I brush my teeth. So I don't brush my teeth right before eating or right after eating. I always brush my teeth right after getting up, and then usually I have about an hour of not eating in between the toothbrushing and the eating. In that time, I hydrate on water, I move my body, I stretch, and then I brush and then I have food. That's especially important if you're into citrus. And I'm going to talk more about fruit in the last point. And yeah, the other one and also in the evening. So when I have my last meal, I usually have at least 1 or 2 hours after that last meal until I brush my teeth. I don't brush it right after, because especially if you eat fruit, you might, again, fruit is not acidic, but I mean, there are acidic fruit, but it's an alkaline food. But still, if you rub like that toothbrush against your teeth right after eating, again, you might rub away that protective layer of your skin, of your teeth. And then also really, really important, the fourth one, and that is I don't eat and graze the entire day. I have an intermittent feasting window. I don't like to call it intermittent fasting, but intermittent feasting. I'm not planning this. I'm just going by feel. But what I have found when my body naturally feels hungry is about, 45 minutes to an hour after waking up. I like to have something hydrating, something juicy like melon. And then, midday I have a big sweet fruit meal or, something like that. And then something like 3 or 4 p.m. I like to have my last meal. And then after that, no snacking. It doesn't even require willpower for me, because I literally sleep like a baby. I lie down in my bed and 5 seconds later I'm asleep. My friends are always so surprised. Julia, how can you fall asleep this quickly? But yeah, my secret is to not eat right before bed. And I've now also shared this hack with my clients, and they also find that their sleep, that some of them track their sleep, it actually improves the quality when they have some time in between. So yeah, and that again also helps with the teeth, because if we're constantly putting something on there, the teeth don't have like time to get back to equilibrium. So intermittent fasting, really, really important. Intermittent feasting, I like to call it. But again, I'm not strict. Sometimes I still eat at 6 p.m. or sometimes I have my first meal earlier or later, especially if I've been exercising a lot in the morning or something, or the day before, whatever. Like, I still go with the flow more or less. But yeah, I've just naturally come to a point where I don't feel like eating right before bed. Or the last few hours before bed. And then the other one is hydration. I, of course, eat hydrating foods, because your teeth, we always think it's separate from our body. Our teeth are just like this place, and either our teeth are healthy or not, but it doesn't have anything to do with anything underneath there. And that couldn't be further from the truth. So when our body is very hydrated, healthy inside, then that will also reflect in the health of our teeth, in the health of our skin, in the health of our body odor. All these things are going to improve when our body is well hydrated and healthy. So the way I hydrated my body is by eating high water content foods, eating lots of fruits, melons, vegetables, and of course always making sure to drink water in between and before my meals. That's definitely also really, really helpful for teeth. And then the other one is that the majority of my calories come from alkaline foods. So I'm not consuming any animal products. So I think my parents have always been pretty we haven't had much sweets in our house, which I'm so grateful for. I used to be really jealous as a kid, because my friends, they would open their drawers and there would just be pounds and pounds of gummy bears and cookies and all that stuff in there. We didn't have that kind of drawer. Like, my mom would bake, homemade cakes and stuff sometimes and stuff like that. But yeah, we didn't have that at home. So I still would say that my diet as a kid wasn't like the most optimal diet, but there wasn't that much processed stuff. And I think that is really like a big key, because that dry stuff that sticks to your teeth after your meals, and if you don't make sure to brush your teeth afterwards and floss, then that's going to again wear down the protective layers on your teeth. So yeah, lots of whole foods that don't have an ingredients list is really what is going to make probably the biggest difference for healthy teeth. And then I have 2 more tips. One is that I eat greens. Greens are definitely also very important because they help detoxify the liver. And again, they're also very alkaline and very mineral dense. So that mineral density is again going to help with the the environment in your teeth. Again, I'm not a dentist. I'm not a specialist. I'm just sharing what my experience has been, and I could definitely feel a big difference. You know, I had a period in my life, a very short one, where I was just eating fruit, and when I started incorporating greens, that also had a very positive impact on my teeth. And then the very last one, and probably also one of the most important ones, is to always eat ripe fruit, because unripe fruit actually does have a lot of acidity that, again, if you eat it, it can rub away the protective layer of your teeth. And yeah, I always make sure that if I open up a fruit that's unripe, I'm not going to eat it. However, it rarely happens because over time you develop that skill of knowing when a fruit is ripe to be opened. And also when you're at the grocery store, you see, some fruit has been picked way unripe, so you can't even eat it. It doesn't even ripen up because it's just been picked from the tree before it even had the chance to reach some level of maturity so that it can then go on and ripen fully when you have it at home. Probably the main reason why a lot of people in our society think that fruit causes teeth issues, because a lot of times I see people eating green bananas and rock hard mangoes, and I'm like, yeah, that's why fruit has such a bad rep in our society. But we're here to change this, and yeah, so if you always eat ripe fruit, and also probably a very big one as well, which I'm gonna have the wrap up of this video, is dates. So if you eat lots of dates just straight from the box, please always make sure you floss your teeth and you brush your teeth, because otherwise that can cause cavities. I know a lot of raw vegans who have been eating dates unlimited and then they started getting teeth issues. So I personally, at the moment, don't eat dates unless in a dressing. So I probably eat around 5 dates a day, maybe. Like the smaller Diglenois dates in my salad dressing, if I have something like that. But I don't eat them straight. And for smoothies, I always use frozen or fresh ripe bananas, because I just prefer bananas over date smoothies for some reason. So yeah, those were my tips. And if you want to know all the 33 benefits of a raw food diet, then make sure to check out this video, and I'll see you there.